Hey guys, it's Tuesday, September 15th, and this is Sean Hagewood with Hagewood Design LLC in partnership with Granite Guys General Contracting. And I just wanted to give you a progress update of the house that we're working on here at Nicki Court. This is the entry. Say hi to Gunner. He's helping. Hi, Gun. Can you tilt your head, Gunny? You're funny. Okay, Gunner's helping, and Reese is around here somewhere. So, painters have come in and blasted all the walls with this, one of my favorite white colors, which is Sherwin-Williams Alabaster. Some of the wood trim has just been primed, so you'll see those bright white colors, those are going away. To the right of the entry, we've got the formal dining room, which we tore out the chair rail that was all along the sides here and all the way around the room and really all throughout the house. We had it here in the kitchen, we had it all throughout the living area. So all that is gone, and they have textured to match down the knockdown texture that was already existing on the ceiling, and they have really done a great job. So that's formal dining there. This will be transformed in a couple of weeks once we get our furniture in and our new light fixtures. That chandelier is going away, the chandelier in the entry is going away, and we'll just have to stay tuned for that. In an earlier video, you would have noticed that this door into the kitchen, this entryway into the kitchen, was much shorter. It was only, a standard height, and we raised it up to the height of these other openings within this area just for continuity, and just to again open up the space a bit more, since we had to leave this one structural wall here because that wall is supporting the very center of this one-story house. Has very high roof lines, and so that supports the trusses up in the attic, the things that are kind of unseen. Sometimes we need to leave things like that. Even if we want to open up a kitchen completely, we still need to leave some structural walls sometimes. So this is a hallway between the dining room and the kitchen that leads into the bedrooms, which we'll go over in a different video. You can see it is a mess in here. There's carpentry trim, cabinets on the floor, because the cabinet guys are coming back on Thursday. It's Tuesday. And so they've just kind of left things around, which that's okay. This is the wet bar here, which is starting to transform. We have our new shaker style cabinetry. We're going to have glass cabinets there, and this will all be painted a different color. And then we're going to have marble that waterfalls down on the edge of this wet bar. It's going to be really pretty. This is the old wine rack that was really uneven and just kind of dated, that was underneath the cabinets there, and that is going away. In the center living room here, another big transformation is we had this kind of oak colored, oak stained beadboard up in the ceiling, and everybody loved this little hexagonal design element that I brought through before we started the remodel. And so I really wanted to keep it, but I wanted it to be kind of more of an afterthought, like a cool design piece, but more of an afterthought. So we left it, but we painted it the same color as the ceiling in a slightly different sheen. And so it's really cool. It's hard to get the detail here, especially with this wide angle camera. We'll be installing a modern white ceiling fan that also just blends right up into the ceiling. But you've got great 10-foot ceilings here that peak up to 14 feet on the vault here, so that's really nice. As we go towards the back of the house, we have a brand new door here. It's a 9-foot door. Before we had an 8-foot door, and we raised the original transom. We had to cut the transom out of the top of the existing door and raise everything up and add a new transom which is supporting this transom beam is supporting this outer wall, and it's also supporting the new 20-foot beam that we installed along the ceiling there to open up the kitchen. So we got that. And then the dining room, or I'm sorry, this is, I guess, breakfast dining area off the kitchen, which we decided to leave. These cabinets that you see sitting around on the floor are the upper cabinets that were there, and they have been temporarily taken off so that we can add stone on top of that lower cabinet and then add these guys back up along here in the breakfast nook. In the kitchen here, this is going to be one of the biggest transformations. It already looks so much more open and bright and vibrant, especially with these vaulted ceilings. Here on the center island, we're gonna have more marble that waterfalls down the side and comes out much farther, so there's a big overhang. So this is gonna look like a huge 11-foot table, counter height table, and we'll be able to put counter height stools along here. As we move towards the kitchen, you can see some of the new cabinetry fronts have been installed and everything is primed to paint. I'll go over paint colors in another video. But this is going to be kind of a different, fun color that not many people would choose for their kitchen cabinets on the back side of the kitchen and the breakfast nook. So we'll go over that in a later video once the painting is done later this week. We also have a really cool, tall, I actually want to show you how high this skylight is in the kitchen. It adds a lot of natural light. And it goes way, way up, all the way to the top of the roof line, if you can see there. So it's really nice to have here. And we just replaced the skylight because it was a bit older and yellowed and cracked. So that was not good. So we replaced that and we'll be painting inside there as well. But that probably, if I had to guess, goes up another, I don't know, 10 or 11, maybe even 12 feet to the top of the roof line. So that's, again, why we had to leave this support here in the kitchen. And I'm kind of okay with that because we're going to be adding a little small TV on this wall that we extended. The wall was originally only about that wide, and we added to it, built it out to support the new beam here. And that will be housing a little small TV for this area. And then the area off the kitchen, when you're standing in the kitchen, that's what you see there. Hi, Gun. You helping out, buddy? Okay, don't worry, the dogs are okay. All of the stuff on the floor is dry and we have no nails or screws anywhere. That's all been cleaned up. Because we like a clean job site, isn't that right? Anyways, okay, so here we go. We're gonna move into the front den, which we decided to remain enclosed for sound, insulation, and just more warmth in the den area. If you remember, these doors before were oak. They were like an oak color, and we have primed them. They're just going to be painted the same color as the wall. So they, again, just blend away, go away, and they just become part of the wall there. Reese is exploring around. You can get a little peek in here as to the changes in here. This upper beam in the top of the vaulted ceiling, the mantle, and the built-ins were all painting this tricorn black color. Just to give it a pop and give it kind of that, a little bit of that modern farmhouse flair. I hate to even use that word because so many people are overdoing the modern farmhouse, but that's okay. It's on trend and that's what we do, right? So over here you get a little sneak peek of the floors and how these great kind of blonde luxury vinyl plank floors are gonna look against the wall. The paneling in here is actually painted a satin color, or satin finish, I'm sorry. You can kind of see a little bit of the sheen there in the upper portion of the wall there. And it just kind of gives off a little bit of a luster, a little bit more of a rich look. And again, we'll keep these windows on the other side of these tall doors out into the main living area, just to keep everything open, but to allow for insulation. So, little side note, wood paneling is kind of making a comeback. So if you have the old brown or oak or whatever color siding in your home that you're thinking that you've lived with for many years, or you just bought a home and you want to redo it, I would think about, especially in a den or a family area like this, to give it a bit more character, to just leave it instead of ripping it out and maybe just painting it the same color that you paint your ceilings, keeping everything monochromatic. Maybe even paint your trim, your quarter round, and even your built-ins if you prefer less contrast than I like. I like some contrast for drama, but that's just me. Some people like more of a continuous look. So you could paint everything the same color, but keep it all the same finish when you're dealing with wood trim or wood paneling, and then switch to a flat finish on the ceiling and on brick. Do not ever paint brick a shiny finish. Please, please, please paint it flat and paint your ceilings flat. There maybe are some exceptions to the rule, but in general, when you're dealing with a room like this, that would be my recommendation. So Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Gunnar. He's sitting here waiting for your calls. Bye.